What's up, everybody? I'm Ass Connection,
I'm Dubz Glass.
and this is Seriously Stoned. This week we have a great guest, BayGrownFarms. He goes by John. Man that really doesn't need much of an introduction. I've known John, man, we've probably known each other, 6 years now?
Yeah, I was actually trying to think about that on the way up here. I think it was 6 or 7 years ago is when we first met down at the Tetrahydro Club.
Hell yeah, man, like on the OG shit, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. But so I've known you a long time. Like I was telling Dom before you got here, my one favorite thing about you is that no matter what you've taken on, your commitment to excellence and quality in what you do and giving back has always stayed the same. So props on that, man.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that.
For sure. So tell us a little bit about your journey, where you started, where you ended up, what's going on.
So here we go. So I've been growing cannabis for the last 14 years. I started off growing outside, just kind of going out into the woods and doing that whole deal. And then I moved out of my parents' house and kind of got my own grow room going. And at that time is when I was approached by one of my friends, and he came up to me and told me that his mother was just diagnosed with cancer. And that was when the whole ball started rolling on finding CBD strains. Really,
so it was need-based.
Yeah, it wasn't. Before that, number one collector of High Times magazines. I'm all about growing the fire. But when it came down to a close friend of mine saying that his mom had cancer and he's been looking into alternative remedies for chemotherapy, that's when he reached out. And we were able to help Peggy for just close to 2 years before she ended up passing away.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and it was just, it was very real moment when you're walking through the line, at the funeral, and every person in her family, took me aside and had to thank me, tenfold for what we did and the time that we put in. They always wanted to pay us, but we never accepted their payment. I would bring over 8 strains, and be like, I want to know what worked before chemo, what worked after chemo. I want to know where your nausea level is, your appetite level, and just coherence. Some stuff would, heavy THC, she would eat a bunch, but she wouldn't be dealing well with the nausea or just, getting around from day to day. And what that really kind of honed in on was that we needed CBD rich strains, and that was just, that's when I kind of went out and started asking the community, who had these strains and if anybody knew where they were coming from. And I actually got hooked up with Moose. I don't know if a lot of people know him from the community back in the day.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah. So I actually ended up getting a cut of Cannatonic from him.
Because he had the maize cut, right?
Yeah, he had the maize cut, and that was, I want to say it was around a 20-to-1 CBD, and that's what really just got the ball rolling. I mean, we were 75% of my garden was Cannatonic, and then I had some Pennywise, which was a 1-to-1, and then we had a couple heavy hitters. We had the Gorilla Glue in there. We had some Chem, but those are the strains that were really working the best, on an overall standpoint for her. And then we just started gifting out more strains to other growers. I mean, I've had probably 10 veterans hit me up online and say, I'm starting my own grow. I'm trying to, grow CBD, and I'd take 10 cuts of Cannatonic and meet them 2 weeks later, and it was just they're trying to hand me money, and I'm like, dude, just grow it, that's all I want. I just want it to spread. I want more people to have it.
It's refreshing, man. It's something that you don't really see these days now with, I feel like when we really first got into the shit, it was everyone involved was in because they had a similar story. Someone got sick. Someone they know had a life-changing moment where weed helped. Someone personally, weed saved their life. Everyone, I feel like, when we first got started had that driving motivator. And then it just seems like with rec, that's really gotten like just really disappeared. So it's cool to to see that you're still here doing the same damn thing.
That whole side of like the industry is what we hadn't really known. It was still uncharted waters, you know, because everybody over here was still working in the medical game. And
I mean, honestly, look, let's be real. Everyone loves the money.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
100%. I mean,
not
that's why.
great.
I mean, that's literally why everybody's in it. You know, there's Rob Gronkowski wouldn't be supporting a CBD company if there wasn't any fucking money in it. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, again, that's just like a pharmaceutical company that's putting on a mask and saying that there's some holistic, bullshit. You know, it really is, and
They're
it's
just planting any seed and not going and doing the research like
yeah.
yourself.
It's super aggravating, like these people with unlimited pockets come in and then they're just like, here's our advertising scheme, here are our sponsors, here's this, and it's like people like assuming that they've been around forever, and it's like these people just formed as a company like fucking 3 months ago.
Yeah, go do the homework.
Yeah, it's like when we're telling people and what we're doing, who we are, and they're like, oh, it's so you're jumping on the train, and it's like
we are the train.
Yeah, dude, it's like we've been steering this thing for a while now, and it's like we're obviously not the only ones that are doing it, and like shout out to everybody else that's there doing it for the right reason, because that's who we get along with at the end of the day, and it's just a lot to we did the cannabis the business conference out in March at the Heinz Convention Center, and
I remember seeing you there. Actually,
yeah, I remember you stopped by. It was just unbelievable to see the amount of like sharks that were just coming around to our booth and just trying to like
and dads,
yeah,
baby,
dude,
they're
it's
here.
literally wild. They were just trying to like lowball everything that we had, and like just like what we were doing, and then like we would tell them like that we like kind of didn't need them, and they would like get mad, and it was just like. There's a lot of people that are doing this strictly for the money, and those people, unfortunately some of them are going to take over, and a lot of them are going to get weeded out by people that really want to do this for the right reason.
Yeah, you'll definitely see a renaissance of it for sure. Now, speaking of it, you doing it. Now you're down in Rochester, right?
Yep,
down
correct.
in the Cape.
Correct.
Or right near the Cape.
Yeah, we're like Rochester's about 15-20 minutes from the Cape Cod Bridge.
Sweet. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, you converted a cranberry bog into your hemp field?
That is correct.
That's awesome, man. So was there a specific reasoning behind that? Was it beneficial off rip, or did you just was that the space you had and that was what you were working with?
Kind of like everything you really just said. I mean, the guy that owned the land wanted to get into cannabis, and I moved back down May of 2018, I moved back from Maine down to Massachusetts, and we did a small medical caregiver grow just to kind of show him what the deal was, how you could do it, and he was very impressed. So at the end of that season, we were gathering our thoughts, and we were just trying to figure out, what the next step was for 2019. And kind of like out of nowhere, the farm bill went into the White House, and we were just like, oh shit, like, dude, if this thing gets signed, like,
this is real.
That's CBD legal in all 50 states. So we kind of like patiently waited, didn't really make any moves, and then boom, December 18th, that thing was signed, and we were like, January 2nd, we were formed as an LLC, as a hemp company. We actually submitted our hemp application for Massachusetts, I want to say in October of 2018, and we didn't get approved until March of 2019.
Are they dragging their feet a lot like they are with the recreational
yeah,
cannabis licensing?
I wouldn't say dragging their feet. They just don't have enough people in this. I mean, right now, in the hemp department of the Massachusetts Department of Agricultural Resources, there's 3 women. 3. That's it. There's 3 people taking on the entire hemp industry in Massachusetts.
Any rough number of licensees?
Right now there's 132. So that means 132 farms need to be inspected. They need to be checked out for planting, checked out for harvesting,
So
and then
50 people a person.
And you've already went through this.
yeah, that we went through it this year. And then
So
I know
how long does that process take?
I mean, we filled out our harvest report. They showed up within 7 days of us filing the report. So basically, when we're we're basically testing our plants all year, making sure we're not going over the 0.3. And then when it's honing in on that, then we're like, all right, let's fill out the harvest report, get the state here, so when they take their test, we know it's going to be under 0.3. So we filled out the harvest report. We sent that in. They were at our farm within 7 days. We didn't see the test result for another 40 days.
Oh wow.
So we literally had 40 days of when we didn't know whether we passed or we failed, and we had to harvest within that time.
And you just had products sitting there.
Yeah. I can tell you right now, like 90% of the people who grew hemp in Massachusetts right now, their stuff is still sitting in a barn because the regulations are so like.
Because there's only 3 people that are going around to these farms inspecting. It's going to take some time.
Well, I mean, I know 2 farms right now that still don't even have their test results back.
Jesus.
Where it's almost Christmas.
And you've gotten yours finally.
Yeah,
back.
we have our state official everything. You know, I mean, we passed. We made it just at 0.3. Which is kind of like exactly what we were going for, because we want that.
You wanted to skirt that line.
We want the full cannabinoid profile in all of our products. You know,
As
we
much
don't.
as possible.
Yeah, we don't use a broad spectrum oil or an isolate in any of our products. We use full spectrum, and I didn't really know what like the difference was between all 3 of these, just because like we've always wanted to use full spectrum. That's just the oil we knew what we used. But then like this whole marketing thing coming into the hemp industry is just, you know, like people are selling 5,000 milligram tinctures, and it's like, well, what the fuck? Like if you're using a full spectrum oil,
Why do you need 5,000?
Why do you need 5,000? And if it really was a full spectrum, your THC would be over a 0.3, you know?
Yeah.
So like those levels wouldn't correlate, you know what I'm saying? Like that technically wouldn't be hemp. So like we're doing it to like we're maximizing it to the potential that we are allowed right now. You know, we can only go to 0.3, so like we're pushing that extract to be at 0.3 every time, you know.
Sure. And
like,
now, are you guys doing all the processing yourself? Do you work with a company that already had the equipment and everything, or if I'm asking too much, just tell me to shut up?
No, I haven't smoked in a couple of days. I'm fucking
Nice, seriously, Stone. That's the goal of the podcast, man. Hell yeah.
Right now we're working with like a third-party company that is licensed that just has a processing license. But right now we're in the works of getting a building like certified for putting up a lab, because that is the biggest void that we saw in the industry this season, was that right now there's no processing plant that's big enough to handle all of the hemp that's been grown. You know, so like
We're gonna have to talk off camera.
yeah, well, I mean, well, so like we just see this kind of like the cranberry industry. I mean, that's like where we grew up. We have all the bogs
You guys
right
still
there.
do that too, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, we harvested them this year.
That's awesome.
It's just like culture in our area, and like nobody would be growing cranberries if Ocean Spray didn't have the biggest plant around. You know, like they had an outlet, the cranberry juice, and then they needed more growers. They had a demand that they needed to supply, and then that's why there's so many people that grew cranberries in our area.
Okay.
So like, you know, Ocean
never knew
Spray,
the history behind that.
Ocean Spray kind of made the cranberry juice blow up, and then that was like, they were like, shit, we need more people to grow cranberries. So like we're trying to like do that same angle and try to like get these respectable names of like real health products out there. You know, like everything that we make is natural, organic. All the practices that we use in growing are organic. So it's
That's
like
awesome.
we just have like a superior product to those that are also out on the market, and we don't have like a what am I trying to say here? An accountant, you know, bugging us in our back ear saying, you know, you got a bottom line to meet, you know, we don't like, we spend the extra money on, we spend the extra money on compostable packaging. We spend the extra money on doing it the right way. Like, you know, like we don't, you know, it doesn't, you know, and at the end of the day, our products
Still
on
better.
a retail level are either cheaper or right there with the next person.
And you're still profitable, I'm sure.
And we're still profitable, and the retailer makes 100% markup on our products. So
Kill
like,
them
that's
with
what
compassion.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask next is, besides the flower product, what else do you produce off of your farm?
So we have a line, so we make tincture and cream. We have 2 strengths. We have a personal care line, which is basically more formulated for like moisturizers, spas, massage oil, that type of usage. And then like, the tincture is more of like a regulatory thing. It's more of like a daily vitamin, so to speak. We can't call it a vitamin. It's not. But how one would take one, that's how we see that. And then the stronger line that we have, it's called the recovery line, which is what I brought here for you guys to check out. This is the 1,000 milligram full spectrum. So I mean, we're pushing the 0.3 on, so like it's got a lot of every cannabinoid in there. And really this just works at like a much higher level than the personal care. I mean, like if you're coming out of surgery, this is going to help with pain relief. If you have like a sprained ankle, the topical is going to help with that. And the way that we're pushing this is that we're trying to partner up with trainers at gyms, chiropractors, massage therapists. Those are the people that are already using our line of recovery, and that's just like the whole angle that we're trying to push there. We have actually turned down 11 chains of gas stations just because
You've turned it down.
Yeah, just because we just don't believe that CBD on on this level will be sold in a gas station. Like a pre-roll cigarette, that's like a different story. But like for these, we consider these health products. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
you're marketing them towards the athlete, towards the person trying to recover.
Yeah, I don't want to say that this can help moisturize your face and help with a post-surgery, and you're getting it at fucking Cumbies. It's like, it just doesn't make sense to me. You'd never walk into Cumbies and buy a fucking Louis Vuitton bag. You'd never do that.
You guys have a storefront.
Yeah,
right?
we do. We opened our storefront on the 22nd of August.
Congratulations, that's a
that's
big
awesome.
win. And you're in Wareham?
It's technically Buzzards Bay. It's like a offshoot of Wareham.
Cool. Is that a big win for that community?
Yeah, they're actually trying to redo that whole strip right now. They just took like a old.
It used to be popping when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, it used to be cool and fun, but like it kind of died after we kind of grew up a little bit, and now there was like an old biker bar that was like nasty. It used to be a bunch of fights there and stuff. Now it's like a really nice restaurant. There's
cool.
there's like a update tattoo parlor there, a yoga studio next door.
Trying to breathe new life into it.
Yeah, and then our store opened up, and then what for me is like super cool is that our logo is like 4 storefronts down from Buzzards Bay Brewery tap room. They just moved in down there too.
Sweet.
So like when our designer made this logo, he made it for me, and then he sent it to me in like this big like it was like a banner with a bunch of Massachusetts logos on it, and I was just like blown away because it just like you could not tell that we were like a weed company, or like it just had like a
next level.
I mean, he put it up there next to Buzzards Bay Brewery, Sam Adams, Nantucket Nectar, Cape Cod Chips, just like Massachusetts-based companies, and it just like kind of like you wouldn't be able to tell. Like it's got that same feel, that same like type of artwork, and that's just kind of what we were going for, and like he nailed it.
Something that you can see on the side of a massive building one day.
Yeah, like
awesome.
that's just like we just wanted something that was like brandable and something that like, and it was gonna mean something. Like I want somebody to see that bird logo and know that like this is gonna help me. Like straight up. There we go. That's what's up.
Got the shirt on,
Hell
man.
yeah.
I had to
Fuck
wear
yeah.
it, right?
That's awesome. So do you guys sell the flower itself as well, besides the tincture and the cream?
So
Is that some right there?
yeah, this is some of our flour right here. That's actually from a couple of the different farms that did pass. I just threw like a medley together. But as a licensed
This is the nicest hemp I've
farm
ever seen.
in Massachusetts, we're not allowed to sell flour to the retailer. So, I mean, to the consumer. So I technically can't sell you 1/8 of hemp. That's like against my regulated rules.
But you can sell it to a store that then...
I could sell it to a store that doesn't have a hemp license, and they can white label it and package it.
Oh, okay. So they can't even sell it under the Baygrown.
No, like our logo, we cannot be associated with it being there. So basically, what we have done is that we've created another company called Yankee Hemp Exchange, and that is the company that will be selling the flour. and the pre-roll cigarettes. So it's
So when you see new Yankee Hemp Exchange,
Yankee Hemp Exchange.
you know that's the boys.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
just like legally we couldn't sell it as BayGrown, so we made another company that doesn't have.
It's a subsidiary.
Yeah, like we're not gonna have like.
Can I spin some of this? Up?
Yeah, that's why I brought it.
No, I'm gonna do that.
You know, we just have to keep it separated. You know, BayGrown would lose. We would be eligible to lose our license from the state if we started coming out with BayGrown hemp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we sell it to a third-party company, which we created, and then that company sells it to the consumer.
I got you.
So
That's
it's
awesome.
just like, you know, that company over there doesn't lose any risk of losing a license because it doesn't have one.
So, I mean, besides helping patients out, obviously you guys are helping people in the community out, I assume, with jobs on the farm. It's not a one-man operation.
No, we so I started this company with like my best friend, and both of our younger siblings work for us when they come home from college. We employ a couple other people around town just to help with like farm work and stuff like that. And then as far as like manufacturing our products, it's, you know, we got a couple people.
Dude,
Yeah, no, I know.
this is fire, bro. Like, bro, this is hemp. Like, this is like the first hemp. I mean, for those of you watching who don't know, like, I quit cigarettes and vaping with hemp, and it was the shittiest shit, man. But yo, it was, to me, it was like, oh, I gotta do it because I gotta get off the shit. So, but
Yeah.
man, I wish I had this when I was quitting. I'm gonna definitely have to chat with you about some flour.
No,
for
yeah.
sure.
We got cartons. Well, Yankee Hemp does, but.
Perfect. Hell yeah. That's awesome, man. Sorry to interrupt.
No, yeah. But yeah,
that's still cool. I mean, you guys still have a lot of patients that come in to the storefront.
Yeah, we have. That's like the biggest thing that we see is just reoccurring. You know, people coming back, and that's like the best thing. You know, when people come back and say it worked for something, then they're gonna keep taking it because like it like they physically noticed something, so that's why they're gonna keep taking it, even if they don't fully understand. And that's just like we want to bridge that gap because a lot of people don't understand at all what this is. They don't get it. You know, like I like 90% of the people I talk to think hemp is the male plant. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, whatever.
It's full of seeds.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah, whatever you say,
like, but even, you know, it's just what, like, they just don't, there's no, like, the amount of, like, knowledge that's there is just lacking because it's not something that people were taught. It's not something that it was, like, easily accessible. Like, you couldn't go grab a book at the library and learn about it, you know, there wasn't, you know, it just wasn't that type of culture for a long time. And then, you know, when the internet came out and, you know, I was growing up, you know, it was pretty easy to get onto a forum and learn about how to grow weed.
Yep.
You know, like that's just like I spent a lot of my time doing that, you know, after school, you know, in between classes. Like I was just on fucking forums, just learning shit. And then
Was there one in particular that you?
yeah, there was Roll It Up, IC Mag, and Breed Bay. So those were like the three that I used to just literally just scour. I wouldn't even know what anything was. I would just read about stuff and then learn about it and then like be like, oh shit, like this is an indica, and then I'd be like, look up indica and then start, you know, reading what that stuff was. And it was just like I was just so into it. Me and my buddy were just both so into it that it just continued to like evolve. Like it literally just grew itself.
Consumed your life.
It literally,
Yeah.
I mean, it did. Like, I mean, it really
Not in a
did.
bad way.
No, not in a bad way. But like, I mean, my parents definitely were fucking pissed when I moved out of the house to fucking grow weed. You know, they were pissed when I fucking dropped out of college to grow weed.
Now, are
And
they
I was-
on board now?
Oh yeah, my mom's
That's so
out
awesome.
there helping us in the garden sometimes when she gets out of work. You
So
know,
awesome,
my
dude.
dad's always out there talking about our products and stuff. So it's just like, you know, they're out on the front line.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you know, they like to help there. They like to be out.
It took my parents a long time to come around to it too,
Dude,
but they're
yeah,
like
no,
they're
I
on
mean-
board now. They're like super supportive.
Yeah,
it's
now-
cool to see the change.
Yeah, it's cool now, but it's definitely been like a bumpy road. You know, it's like not all. You know, we're still not there. You know, we're not fucking millionaires. you
Yeah,
know,
not
like
there
we're,
yet.
you know, we're just trying to like make this work the right way. You know, like we're just trying to get it in the right avenues.
And you're not sacrificing your brand to do so.
No, I mean, maybe a little bit. You know, we go insane over some things because we just we want everything to be perfect. But, you know, it's going, you know, we look back on, you know, we started this company on January 2nd and we're here in, you know, December now. And, like, we think that we've done a lot. We've come a far way since then. And, you know, we're super excited to get into this new year and then, you know, the new grow season and help other farmers, you know, get into it, because that's like another thing that we have coming in all the time too, is that I have calls literally coming in fucking at least once a week about somebody that's interested in hemp and like how to do it, how to get into it. And it's like crazy because like there's companies out here already in Massachusetts that are fucking taking contracts to these farmers and like basically like not paying them.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like fucking, it's like the wild, wild west. It's crazy. It's like we just want to offer a fucking fair, you know, like we want you to grow, like we don't.
You want to do good business.
Anybody else that grows hemp in Massachusetts, like we don't see them as as competition or anything. Like we just think that the more mass grown hemp there is, the more like any product that people make with it is going to have more like credibility to it, you know, like we just want to be known for having like superior products.
Yeah,
like,
you're better off working together than working
like
against
I'd
each other.
rather help this person wants to get into it and grow it and they know that they can, but they just, you know, don't, you know, I've been doing this for 14 years, like I can get you some good fucking seeds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like don't fucking listen to some whatever, you know, like because all right, yeah, they've been doing this for 2 years, word, good for them, you know, like I won't, you know, it's like the shit that we're getting is, you know, like linked back to fucking DNA and Crockett, like it's like their hemp line, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like, you know, like
tested genetics.
Yeah, you know, those are, you know, that's like where it's at.
Do you find it's a lot of like local farmers that already have farms looking to convert?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
think it's people that completely out of the blue want to grow hemp?
No, it's like, yo, I did fucking 5 acres of corn last year and like now I'm thinking about doing fucking hemp. You know, it's just as simple as that. You know, how different is it? They got the machines to do it. You know, they got the land to do it.
So I've seen prices of flour, THC flour, go from really crappy prices like $1,000 a pound all the way up to, you know, $4,000 a pound. The best of the stuff. Where does hemp fall, like on if like you were to sell it to a store, like?
Is there a market range?
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, like people are paying anywhere between like $30 and $50 for like an eighth on the retail end.
Yeah,
so
for quality.
Yeah, so if you wholesale that, you usually do half of that. So I mean, say you're doing an eighth for 40, you're wholesaling it for 20. I mean, that's 20 an eighth.
Yeah.
You know.
So it is still profitable if you're doing hemp.
Yeah.
And helping.
I mean,
people
there's dudes
with good quality products.
Yeah, there's guys out in Colorado that are doing straight indoor of hemp, selling packs of indoor, CBD indoor. You know?
I mean, at the end of the day, it is like, cannabis flower.
That's what people don't understand. That's why, like,
but if you have
and
good
I think
quality,
the line
you'll
between
never know the difference.
I think when people think hemp, they think this like
they literally think of fucking
dirty
rope.
Industrial product.
Yeah, they literally
and it's
think
like,
of like rope. Like
a large majority, I think, is. But there's definitely a boutique version of anything out in the world.
Well,
like this.
This is fucking good.
Like when Colin smoked those stupid hemp cigarettes that he had, I always
was it Elevate?
No. I won't name drop because they were always really nice to me. They were always really nice, dude. They hooked it up with a discount code.
They just smelled horrible and they tasted horrible. This is like this. You wouldn't be able to tell.
Snacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we just want to have. I mean, this was again our first year going this big too. I mean, we did 15 acres, so it's just like we want to like. We're not gonna go bigger this year. We're just gonna fucking make those 15 acres better, you know.
Nice.
Because that's just like we just want to have better quality product. You know,
15 acres. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Keeping craft cannabis alive, even in the hemp industry. That's dope.
Yeah, like that's what we want to do. We want to try to see if we can collaborate with somebody who could maybe do some like fresh frozen, or you know, like we want to have some like boutique fucking hemp shit available.
Awesome. I was telling him we actually have like a little hash lab. I was telling him it'd be cool to watch some watch some of it sometime.
We did a run for somebody that was definitely a high CBD strain. It was a purple painkiller. Obviously, the yields aren't as good as the THC strains, but the effects and the taste were amazing because it was good grown indoor flower.
Yeah, everyone
like
was
you
on
said.
No, that's cool for sure. Now, cranberries, hemp. What else are you into, man? Like, when you're not super effing busy with work?
Before we go into that, I just want to take the time. This is usually when we say what up to people, and shout out for Steve, SF Glass.
SF Glass. He's
Always.
up. He's posting. He's on. He's
Check him
letting
out.
people know
Go
how
say
he's
hi.
doing.
If you have anybody that's fallen ill or you want to say hi to, feel free to. SF Glass is a homie that fell ill.
Yeah, he ran into some hard times. Some dudes going through it, so we
actually just sent like a whole care package up to JC up in Maine. Yeah, I don't know if a lot of people have been seeing that on there, but he's a kid that just wants to celebrate his teenage birthday, and he just wanted a bunch of birthday cards.
I
and
think I did see something.
the overwhelming like wealth that's been shown to just send some stuff up there has been like crazy, making his fucking day. So like we wanted to contribute to that. So we just want to say happy birthday, JC.
That's awesome, man. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
It's exciting, man.
What else? We got the Connected's Christmas party coming down this week.
Right back here.
Yeah,
Here
yeah,
at the
it's
Care
gonna be-
Factory. I just want to say
Yeah, this place is dope.
shout out to East Coast Care and the Care Factory for hosting us here for the podcast and for the Connected Christmas.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be their first party here.
This Friday, 6 to 11. We might end up going in to midnight. Got a lot of awesome local music. $20 at the door. Every bit of that $20 goes directly to buying presents for kids and families that otherwise wouldn't have Christmas. So come out, show some love. Let's fill this place. Let's show the artists the love that they deserve for coming out.
Yes,
They all
concert.
came out for free. The DJ's coming out for free. The doorman's working for free. Everyone you see working this event, the raffles on the tables, all donated. Celtics tickets, a $500 basket of weed. We got, what else, a rig up for raffles, some chocolate, a big chocolate basket from Green Mountain Chocolates. We literally, this place is going to be popping Friday night. So come out, hang out, chill with us.
Yeah. All the money for the kids. Shout out Care Factory for having us again.
Perfect.
Donating their space to us.
Hell yeah.
Much love.
Yeah, thank you.
But so like I was saying, cranberries, hemp, your doggos.
Yeah.
Do you still have the farm up in Maine, or is that not really a thing anymore?
So a good friend of mine who I've been growing with for a while, he's got a spot up in Maine. He's got like a patch up there, and I go up there and hang out with him.
Nice.
So kind of connect those two is that I got in when I was up in Maine. I was up there for almost like 3 years. I kind of like fell in love with like skiing and snowboarding, and when my buddy Pete moved back from California, he moved in with me up there, and we just started going to the mountain like every day, and then we ended up getting into like backcountry because we're both into like hiking, just kind of more like that type of stuff. The resorts are cool and everything, but like just going out into the backcountry, hiking up and skiing down, it's like earn your turns. We're like super into that. I mean, we do we do Mount Washington like all the time. We hike up, do Tuckerman's Ravine. We like to do stuff
I've always
like
wanted
that.
to do that.
Dude, it's a wild ride. It's cool, but it's something that like if you
I
want
heard
to
a
do
bunch
it.
of people have died.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very dangerous.
No, it's the most dangerous weather in the entire world. It's a crazy ass alpine zone.
It's insane. I got a buddy who's going to do backcountry sledding in Colorado this winter. Yeah, shout out my man Taylor.
I don't know about that, bro. You have no control of a sled.
Yeah, dude, he rips, bro.
Yeah.
This kid's wild. He
Yeah.
throws this thing like it's a little dirt bike. It's
Yeah,
literally
dude.
the craziest thing I've ever
My
seen.
buddy did a cross country trip to Wyoming to do that last year. He said it was the fucking most gnarly shit he's ever done.
Dude's got his
There's
whole
definitely
truck
a
outfitted
few things
to
I
pull
wouldn't
right
do
up.
in life. That's probably one of them. Swimming with sharks is one of them.
Dom doesn't do anything in the water. Like you leave land, Dom's out. Dom's out.
Count me out.
That's mad fun.
Skydiving. Why jump out of a perfectly good airplane? I don't understand that. Like doesn't
That's
make
mad
sense
funny.
to me.
Hell yeah. So that's awesome, man. So you got the tincture, you got the creams, you got the hemp products.
Oh yeah, we also got the dog line too. The pet line, I should say.
Oh,
Your
yeah?
grandfather, great grandfather, something with milk bones. Tell the story, man.
All right. So my great grandfather is F.H. Bennett, and he invented the recipe for the milk bone dog biscuit back. I believe it was in 1904. I want to say, and then
That's
the Bisco bought it from him. I want to say in 95 or 96 or in 1905 or 06. And then Nabisco got it, and then like after a little while, changed it up a little bit. They got some other stuff in there now. It's not like the original recipe that he made, but we have ties to the Milk-Bone Dog Biscuit, which is right now to date the best-selling animal product out there. So it's a kind of, but we, they don't, he sold it back then, and that was that. So we don't, it's not like there's any like royalty checks still coming in from that.
Damn.
So the CBD for dog treat, like I assume, I heard like conflicting stories. Like I've seen people make 50 milligram treats and 100 milligram treats, 5 milligram treats.
Yeah. So basically, right now we just have one strength. We are about to come out with the higher strength for the bigger breed dogs. And it's all basically based on weight when it comes to that. You don't like right now our hemp bone is our dog biscuit, we named it the hemp bone. So just kind of like trying to tie it back to that whole thing. But our hemp bone right now is 3 milligrams a treat. So those are basically for dogs between 25 and 30 pounds to 0 or whatever, and down. Just because if your dog requires, 25 to 30 milligrams, you're going to have to give them like a handful of treats,
Yeah.
The idea is to give them one or two and be okay for a while, so, a Rottweiler would need a whole bag, basically, you know what I'm saying, to fucking, for the same dose that, a Chihuahua would need like one.
Yep, makes sense.
So, like, we're coming out with the bigger breed one, which is going to be 25 milligrams. So if you need to give your dog 100 milligrams, that's 4. You could give them those 4 over a course of 2 to 3 hours. You wouldn't have to give them all at once.
Now, what benefits does it help for pets?
Everything from like relaxation, calming the stomach, nervousness. We had a lot of people get them in for what was it, the fireworks this year. That we had a huge
I didn't even think of that.
We got them right into the grooming place in our town right before the holidays, and they actually ran like a whole holiday special on it for advertising it for that.
No kidding. And it worked well?
Oh yeah.
That's
Makes
awesome.
sense, yeah. I have an American bully, and he can be an asshole sometimes.
You also look into the dog
Yeah, I
treats.
got an Australian cattle dog. He's a dick. But enough of the CBD treats. We'll just put him down. You open the door, and he won't even pick his head up. He'll be like chilling.
That's so awesome.
So, but and it's like, I mean, we have dogs. Like our friends have dogs. These things been tested for a while.
For
It's
sure.
not just like something. We had one place like turn us down. They were like, "Oh, you didn't work with a vet to make these?" We were like, "I didn't think I need to work with a vet to make a all natural dog treat."
Yeah.
It's like it's just 6 ingredients in there, and one of them's the CBD oil.
So, it's super cool. I want to talk dosing. I want to talk what you think, because I've personally heard something like 5 to 10 milligrams is really all you should be really intaking at a time. What's your take on proper dosing?
Yeah, I personally like to start off, like, say you want to take 10 milligrams throughout the day. I mean, that's, a decent amount to, like, wake up and continue your day. But the way that, like, I would personally do it is to, break up those 10 milligrams into 3 sections of the day. Like, I would take, like, a 0.2 in the morning, and then maybe, like, another 0.2 at lunch, and then do 0.6 or just, like, a whole milligram at night. and just to kind of like pump up like the sleep aid, you know, because like it is a natural like it like at a big enough dose it will help with like relaxation. So like, you know, when you take it at a bigger dose at night, you're kind of more apt to just like easier fall asleep. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that if you take a full milligram in the morning, you're gonna fall asleep, you know,
no, for sure.
you know, but like, it's just, you're already gonna be tired.
It's not dope, but it's not dosaging like THC where people are like, oh, I eat 100 milligram edible and I'm good to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, when
It's a lot lower.
that whole like milligram thing for weed and edibles is like just like how fucking high am I gonna get?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, you don't need
You
to.
can only reach so much of a benefit with the
Yeah,
CBD.
that's what I'm like. You know, like if you just got stabbed and you came out of the hospital, like, yeah, your dose is gonna be a little fucking higher, like as would anybody, you know. But like when you use it on a day-to-day basis, you really don't need to be ingesting that much.
Yeah.
You know, if you do start to feel sick, you do start to feel ill, then like, you know, bump your dosage up, you know, instead of like, you know, because your body can handle it. And that's like what also a lot of people don't understand is that there is an actual endocannabinoid system in your body, right next to your
Huge.
lymphatic system, right next to your nervous system. It's in your entire body. So it's just like people, you know, don't realize the levels of the extract either. You know, the full spectrum has the entire cannabinoid profile in there, so you're getting every single cannabinoid. When you're using a broad spectrum, you're using an oil where they chemically came in and took out the THC. So right off the bat, I know when I see broad spectrum, there's no THC in it at all. And they're advertising that, you know, THC free, like it's all marketing crap.
Like it's a good thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's
It's that missing key.
there's three levels of
It all works
medicinal like extract that come out of the CBD plant. There's full spectrum, broad spectrum, and isolate. The broad spectrum is where they chemically take out the THC, so THC is completely non-present in there. So like you're already taking off one off the list. Boom. CBD isolate is that chemical extraction of just the CBD. So at the end of the day, you're just getting one CBD molecule. So if people have like a 2,000 milligram tincture, that's just CBD. And actually, if you take too much of that, you can like get sick because you're literally overloading your endocannabinoid system with just one.
Okay.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
might
Like,
explain, I've never really had the best experience with like CBD in general, and I had tried your tincture before, and I was like, okay. Now, do you find that you got to use it for a little while, let it build up in your system? Is it a right away type of thing?
Like that's like if you, like I've had people that have arthritis and they use the cream and like within 4 hours they're letting me know that like pain's gone, you know, like, but there's some people that had to use the tincture for 1 to 2 weeks, but they had to do it at a consistent rate to actually realize that like, oh, hey, I don't really need like an Advil before I go to bed, or like, you know, we hear that from a bunch of people. Like, we have a bunch of people telling us that they don't take Tylenol or, you know, or whatever, you know, whatever Advil, you know, any of that
PMs
stuff.
Or no
No, they just say like,
or,
no, like, so like if I have to, I'll just take 2 dropperfuls instead of 1, and it's
That's
like,
awesome.
that's, you know, like if that works for you, like that you're literally regulating yourself at that point.
So just like cannabis, it's all very individualized, and you got to
Yeah.
figure out what works for you.
Yeah, the general. I mean,
Start small.
Yeah, our general rule is just start small, but you have to be consistent. You can't just use it 1 or 2 days and then be like, oh, it didn't work. Like, you got to use it for 14 days in a row, and then be like, oh, I actually like kind of feel a little better. You know, like I'm not like fucking dead in the morning. You know, like I wake up and I'm like, you know, want to get up. You know, and it's just like. We have people that go out on the fishing boats out of New Bedford, and like they use it to go to bed. You know, they help it for sleeping out there, and it's like those guys live a fucking tough life. Those are hard dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, real talk.
You know
man.
what I'm saying? Like when they come back and they're like, "Yo, your tincture is like the best thing that I've ever used to like go to bed out there." Like that's like we're not like paying him to say that. You know, like he came back and was like, I use this now. Like this is what I use when I go out on the boat.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's awesome.
you know, like that's like the type of like feedback that we're getting is, you know, we're getting real people telling us that it works, and like I know how tough that shit is. Like they you know, they're not gonna bullshit. Like if it didn't work, they would have been like, yeah, I fucking threw that shit overboard.
You've done a little fishing, right?
We grew up on the water. We used
Yeah.
to just go like shell fishing and shit in town.
Yeah.
I mean in the harbor, but I mean do a little striper fishing. We're right before the canal, so you know we get a Get it?
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, we go out there every once in a while. I know you go down there every once in a while, right?
Yeah, I actually, me and my dad got a spot in Bourne,
Oh, you
right
do?
over the bridge. Yeah, we're part members of the Worcester Surfcasting Club.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so we're down there, dude. With everything that's going on and how busy we are, it's boom, summer's gone. You've only made it down once or twice.
Yeah,
it
I
ain't
know.
like when I was growing up.
Yo, next time you come down, fucking let's go by the shop.
Definitely, for sure.
The shop's right there on the canal.
Yeah, I've been meaning to head down there just in general.
We don't actually like work there and stuff. We're not.
That's
we're
what
not
I
there
figured, yeah,
24/7. But you know, we kind of partnered with this guy and his girlfriend, and they're fucking killing it. They're super open to like learning about who we were and you know, just like our journey and what we were trying to do, and we got it. So it's just like our store, you know, and like
That's awesome.
there's so much education and information that you can get when you go in there. There's like you can go in there and there's a whole section with like a sit down couch and a flat screen TV, and you can flip through like all of these different sections of like CBD information, like just kind of like briefly the stuff that I was just talking about today. You know, there's a lot more in-depth information there. You know, there's
So it's education based.
yeah, you know, we really just want, like, I'd rather have them sit down and like educate themselves or ask you know, Mark and Tina a bunch of questions before they buy anything, you know, like, because also at our store we offer a 100% money back guarantee.
You heard it here, folks. Go see Mark and Tina. 100% money back guarantee. Where's the shop? What's the address?
It's 45 Main Street in Buzzards Bay, and it's Buzzards Bay Botanicals.
That's
is
awesome.
Is the name of the store.
Oh yeah. Definitely, everybody go check that out.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anybody else you want to plug while we're still on?
I just can't really think. We just partnered with Planet Eats. They're another company.
That was something. God damn it. That's something I wanted to ask you about. Tell
Yeah,
us about that.
he's a really cool dude. We met him a couple months ago, and we actually got like a contract signed and everything. And we're basically, the tincture that he's selling at all 7 of his locations right now is our tincture, but we just put his label on it just to go along with his company. So like that's just the contract that we signed. But he's just a really good dude. He's got a lot of locations, and his whole idea is just like gluten-free, no sugar, no dairy,
Clean eating.
just clean eating. But they also do like meal programs. You know, they literally can take you into the back, weigh you. You know, they can literally take like samples and shit, and then they can create a diet that will help you like do whatever you want to do. Like if you want to like,
My fat ass gotta get down.
but it's super cool. And then like also like anybody can walk in off the street and just buy something out of one of the coolers that they do. And basically he works out of an old Friendly's as the headquarters in Fairhaven.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so he
Creates
basically
existing
just like
buildings.
he chefs up the entire, like for all 7 locations, he just makes all the food out of one spot, and then just
Damn.
distributes them to all 7 of his stores. And then and we kind of just teamed up with him, so now it's just one more like health product that he can push in his store, you know, besides his food. And
badass.
so we just put the Planet Eats logo on there, and on the back you'll find the little bird logo, powered by BayGrownFarms, and you know, that's enough for us. You know, it's just more people pushing the actual health product, and those are the avenues that we're really trying to get in. We really want to be, you know, the health, you know, we're like, we love going to like the cannabis industry stuff, we love going to like the cannabis events, but we really just want to have like, we're going to like, we did the walk to end Alzheimer's, we did the epilepsy walk up in the Boston Commons. We're really just trying to get our name more associated with like the health side of everything, and just kind of play that route until, you know, it kind of becomes like a normal thing for that, you know.
It's awesome.
Yeah, we want, you know, like if you go get surgery and you have to go get, you know, rehab, like that rehab center should like have CBD oil. You know,
Yeah,
it's gonna help.
sure.
It's gonna help way quicker than whatever the hell they got. You know, like I know that for a fact.
And you're not going to be addicted after the fact.
Yeah, you know, you're next, 100%.
Have any crazy side effects? What about you, Colin? Anybody you want to talk about?
Honestly, just this Friday, but they'll be watching it today. So if you're local, get your asses out tonight, because tonight we're gonna have a blast back here. Other than that, if you have a family that you know could use a Christmas, they like bust their ass, they just the best that they're doing just isn't enough, reach out to me. We'll put my email in the bio of this video so you can reach out, nominate a family. You can reach out to me on Instagram as well. We just really want to help as many local grassroots, like hands-on. We take these people shopping. We get them exactly the Christmas they want.
tree.
The tree, the gift card for dinner. We just get them everything that they need. So if you can come out and support, awesome. If you need help yourself, please reach out. I mean, the worst you can do is, the best you can do is ask. And we try to help as many as we can. So every 500 we raise, we add a new family. Shout out Steve. We love you, buddy.
Hope you get better, bro. I hope you're watching this.
For sure, man. Other than that, I think that's really it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, post it on your page, tell your friend to post it on their page. iTunes, Seriously Stoned. I think that's pretty much it.
Fuck yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Thanks for
guys.
coming out, brother. We
Don't
appreciate
let
you,
us know.
man.
Thanks for having me.